Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I am stoked to be checking out a new track from Downswing. It is called Bound to Misery, and this has an avoid feature. Downswing is a band I've talked a lot about with their recent releases. They put out an EP called New Lows, and every track off of it is phenomenal ever since they switched vocalists. They have, don't get me wrong, they have some excellent material in their discography, but I feel they're on another level, especially geared toward my taste and such. Since they've gotten their new vocalist and released New Lows, I just love this band. It's hard for me to pick a favorite somewhat, but No Solution is just a track I cannot get enough of no matter how much time goes by since the release. It's something I find myself circling back to very often. So that is my favorite track in their discography at this point, but if you have not checked out New Lows, that EP with the 4 tracks on it, I highly suggest doing so. It is fantastic. So expectations are high with this. They work with Dolese as their producer, who has a great rap sheet, some excellent bands he works with, and I'm stoked to check this out. I will link all of their social media as well as the video I'll be using in the reaction portion of this in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Oh. Oh. Oh, here's that chorus. Okay. Woo. Downswing, Bound to Misery, featuring Avoid. Let's discuss. this will make its way into my playlist for sure. Though No Solution is the bar for me. That is a very high bar to set. It was one of my favorite tracks that came out of the year that it was released. So that is going to be a song that's an extremely high bar to exceed, and not really what I'm exactly looking for going into new songs from Downswing. I think having stuff like this that sort of widens their sound. The sound that they have here is definitely indicated. Kick Rocks, I think, has some indication, but they really like leaned into having that sort of hook-driven catchiness with this chorus right off the bat, where you hear those woes in the beginning of the song. I think that also indicates it. It wouldn't really make sense without something that sort of leans more into that sound. If it were just a straight up heavy track, it would be a little bit misplaced, I think. A little bit maybe an understatement there as well. So hearing that definitely gives you the idea of what is to come. They still have that aggressive side of them in this song. The first verse, the last portion of the song, that all ties into what I'm talking about, and they just do that sound so well. But I really like to see this style of chorus from them too. It widens their sound. They have a lot of potential given what they've put down already with their new vocalist, which has been 5 tracks including this one. With this, I think that middle verse, it leads into the second chorus. That leaves a little bit of something to be desired. It feels like some anticipation build there, and then it goes back into the chorus, and then it delivers in the outro. I think either having another, they do the drops so well. Like when I think of No Solution and that final drop, there are a lot of drops in between that as well throughout that track. And I think the middle verse sort of leaves something to be desired, and having that outro either being a bit longer than it is or having an additional drop in there would bring this track up a level for me, because that's the sound that I'm really digging from them. But I don't in any way dislike the differences here. The chorus is going to be something that gets stuck in my head. It already is after one listen, and I'm sure that's only going to exaggerate after I start listening to the track on my rotation. But I think it does leave a little bit of something to be desired, which hopefully that's just leaving more music from them to be desired, because it's not something that takes away from the track necessarily. I don't think. I think it will be getting more plays from me because of that. So it's like sort of a double, like a double-edged sword, I think, because while it leaves something to be desired, restarting the track and getting some of the heaviness that's put down in the first verse, listening to the outro, that'll do it for me. But I think if the song had maybe just a little more time on it, or yeah, probably just a little bit more time on it would help. Even it's not necessarily that build up to the chorus doesn't get delivered on. I think just extending it a bit would I don't even know how to properly describe it, but it would like satisfy that need to some degree. Chorus, very catchy. I think having some like hook-driven material from them is something that will make them more. I don't think that's necessarily true, because a track like No Solution gets the most plays from me, so it doesn't necessarily need that. But in a track that focuses on something else, I think that's the next best thing for me, and I really dug all that part. So it's not anything to do with the overall sound, more so that sort of build and anticipation, and then how quick the outro seems to go. It's a 3-minute track, which is not very short. It's right around average length. But I think it's more of like that build and the anticipation, and then it feeling like it ends rather quickly after that last chorus. So those are really, I guess, the points of critique or whatever. It's not a bad thing. I don't think any portion of this song was bad to me. Of course, with a band like Downswing, if you listen to their older material, if you listen to even just No Solution and stuff, there is often, I just did a podcast recently with Hardcore Keem, who a lot of you probably know. He is one of the best reactors on YouTube, in my opinion. He's just so authentically himself and stuff. But we talked a little bit about how there are certain people that just do not want any singing in their music at all. So I'm sure that this won't go over well with that crowd. But besides that sort of crowd, I think this will land really well. And it has the potential also to bring in a new audience when you sort of expand your sound that way. Of course, people are always not going to like something, but that also brings in people who will like it, I think. So it'll be a positive direction for them. every time I hear a new song from them, I'm immediately wanting more music. I hope that we'll see a full release from Downswing with this lineup soon, because I think this is like their best form. I just didn't really click well with the vocals much before the switch, and the screams that this vocalist is capable of, it is 100% my style. So that is very exciting to me. This is an exciting band that I think will be, as they release more music, on more and more people's radars, as they should be. So those are really my thoughts after the first listen. It's got, unsurprisingly, great production. Jonathan Dolese is one of my favorite producers in the music scene. I've talked a lot about him on the channel at this point. He's doing the new Cane Hill material too, and he's done some of the stuff they've already put out. There are a lot of bands he works with. I highly suggest you take a look at his work and check out some of the bands. I found some really cool bands that I would have otherwise never heard of by looking through his portfolio. So looking up Jonathan, checking him out, I highly recommend that. I've been rewarded for doing so. Still Stayer is a band that I found through just peeking at his work and who he's working with. Their band, I would say, is for fans of Invent Anime and stuff, so obviously that is right up my alley. And then he works with bands who have a much different sound and really kind of taps into what they're going for. You can look at Downswing, Cane Hill. Those vary by a lot, and he taps into the sound perfectly. So let me know what you thought in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with what I said, what your favorite Downswing track is. I will link all of their social media as well as the music video I used in the reaction portion of this in the description of this video. You can also find my link tree there, which will have my Twitch channel, the Patreon, the Discord server invite link, any link you may need related to my channel. I am streaming on Twitch now rather than YouTube. That includes my request streams on Tuesdays, and I'm adding in some extras. At the time I'm filming this won't go up until next week, but at the time I'm filming this, just yesterday, I did a stream checking out some people's favorite breakdowns of all time. I'll be doing a part 2 to that stream, and probably 3 and 4 and 5, because I have a ton of submissions. I'll be asking for more, kind of getting input when I'm doing non-request related. It will still kind of touch on getting some people's input, unless I'm revisiting one of my favorite albums of all time or themed playlists, like my favorite songs of 2012. That's just one example of many that I have lined up for stream. So if you want to be notified when I go live, the Twitch link is in the link tree in the description. My Patreon is where I'm working on getting early access videos up. I offer playlists / mixtapes for tier 3 that I update every month. I put the names at the end of each video, various things. I'm updating it to add more slowly but surely. I've already added a few things and will continue to do so. So if you want to see what I'm offering on Patreon, that will also be there. The Discord server is where the community is based for my YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of music lovers in there, music related conversation, as well as a bunch of conversation unrelated to music. So if you want to come join, hang out, that will be there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.